Training and capacity building in public-private partnership practices. Tobago celebrates International Women's Day, and women in the protective services represent in Scarborough today.
Info
Update,
bringing you the latest
news, views, and reviews,
along with responses,
comments, and events
affecting you.
brought to you by the Information Division of the Tobago House of Assembly.
Employees at the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development have benefited from a 2-day workshop which focused on public-private partnership, or PPP. The Tobago House of Assembly has made it clear it intends to pursue this financing option in order to get some of its development projects off the ground. PPPs are favoured because they enable the public sector to harness the expertise and efficiencies of the private sector. It also saves the public sector organisation borrowing costs. The workshop was facilitated by Canadian-based specialist Davis LLP through the assistance of the Canadian High Commission. One of the facilitators of the workshop spoke about the training.
Setting up the necessary bodies who are going to manage and carry out the PPP projects and develop the procurement processes, develop the procurement documentation, develop the contracts under which these projects are going to be carried out. So we take that experience and we try to break it down into digestible pieces and simplify it just so people can get accustomed to and familiar with the model and the approach, which is slightly different from the traditional procurement model.
One of the participants, Giselle Small, says she believes the public-private partnership arrangement will benefit this island.
Lots of times we may encounter certain challenges in the execution of a project, mainly because both parties aren't as equally committed to the realization of these goals. When both parties agree to the partnership terms, it means that I put in just as much as you do. The private sector puts in not just the build and handover, but also they focus on the performance and the operationalization of the life of the contract.
The workshop is the first in a series of training sessions the staff at the Division of Finance and Enterprise Development will undergo as the THA pursues its mandate to utilize the PPP model. On Sunday, March 8th, the world will celebrate International Women's Day. And to pay tribute to the sacrifices, struggles and triumphs of Tobagonian women, the Division of Health and Social Services will host a series of events. Caroline Wallace reports.
Today, the division started their celebrations with an activity which saw women from various units coming together to promote the services offered by the various units. The Secretary of the division, Claudia Groom-Duke, is urging women to ensure they make a contribution to society.
I expect us all to go down in history as making a dent and creating a space, a niche for the development of women here in Tobago. And so the celebrations continue, and it continues by building the support, building the relationship and the network with each other, so that we can really develop our people as we move along.
The celebrations will continue this Sunday at the Maranatha Church, followed by an expo on March 22nd. There will also be the Women in Service and Excellence ceremony on March 26th. I'm Caroline Wallace for Info Update.
But the Division of Health and Social Services wasn't the only group celebrating women today. Umadara Mills tells us more.
A large group of women from the protective services paraded through the streets of Scarborough today in celebration of International Women's Day. The parade was led by the Assistant Superintendent of Police, Joanne Archie, who was recently appointed to Tobago. There was a Thanksgiving service after the parade where ACP Archie highlighted women's contribution to the police service.
In the police service, we have over 1,600 women police. And for the first time that I'm seeing, we have 26 women in the first division rank. Let's hear it. And 4 women represented on the executive of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. That is quite an achievement. Gone are the days when there was a promotion list and you could have identified the woman on that list.
The theme for this year's celebrations is Make It Happen. I'm Umadara Mills for Info Update.
That's it from all of us at the Department of Information. I am Lois Vincent and you've been listening to Info Update.